Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria here to offer you, from my soul to yours, my intuitive take of the new moon in Leo happening on August 4th at 4:13 a.m. Pacific time. Adjust accordingly wherever you are in the world. And speaking of wherever you are in the world, if you have been gracious enough to stop by and pop on my video, I would love for you to put in the comments where you're viewing from. I love to know where you're watching from. And I would love it if you stayed with me and tell me what your takeaways are and what speaks to you from this video. Okay, well, I'm going to pop into this new moon a little bit, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about this channel, which always have to do that little commercial, which is, I'll just get that out of the way. This offering is an offering that came in 2019 with just a desire to expand my outreach. Quite simply, my outreach on the transformational journey for those who are out there identifying as a soul having a human experience and getting kind of stuck and frustrated in the human experience. I wanted to offer something for my 25 plus years of being a transformational agent on the planet. An astrologer gave me that term after looking at my chart. And just to offer a space where you can pause, connect with your soul, nurture your soul, reclaim your possibilities and your potential. And so I offer transformational tools to navigate what we're all growing through. And we are in pretty heavy transformational times. That's what started this. And since I'm all about transformation and nurturing soul potential so we can all bring our unique possibilities, especially with this new moon in Leo, very much this is the time to shine. So I just felt like I had something that I wanted to offer in the hopes that I did meet someone out there. And my channel has been growing slowly, and I'm honored and I'm grateful. So thank you for being with me. And if you want to learn more about my work, go to my website, victoriajaswick.com, and that's in the description. So go ahead and look down there. And also, you can reach me through email, thesoulnurturer@gmail.com. Okay, thank you. Thanks for being patient with that. So, how are you feeling, first of all? We've moved out of Cancer season. We're in Leo season. We have been since July 21st. So, happy birthday to all my beautiful, bold, magnificent Leo friends out there. This is your time to shine, although every day is your time to shine, isn't it? So if you are a Leo sun, let me know when your birthday is. I'd love to personally wish you a happy birthday. But this may speak to you if you have moon in Leo or a Leo rising as well. But remember, we all have every sign somewhere in our chart. So this new moon in Leo is happening at 12 degrees. Do you know where that is in your chart? Are you familiar with your chart? It's becoming more and more popular. It's amazing to watch this grow. Back in the day when I started studying astrology or learning about it to understand myself and my family, that's truly what happened. Is I wanted to understand my nature more. And then I wanted to make sense of my family of origin, as many of us do. I wanted to understand the dynamic. I used to always ask my mom, am I adopted? Because I didn't feel resonant with my very bold and, assertive Aries sisters. I'm a Scorpio moon in Leo, but a Capricorn rising, so I'm pretty tempered. But anyway, then it just became a tool to navigate the world. I think of it as a gift from Creator to help us navigate the life we've been given and to be able to contribute and understand this life that's unfolding that we collectively share. So that's, I think of it as astrological weather, right? And a way of soul tracking. I love to say soul tracking. We track what's going on in our external world, and we adjust and reclaim and release and whatever we need to do in the moment to move forward and toward our highest possibilities. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to watch a few more of my videos. Stay with me on this one and let me know your takeaways. Okay, thank you. All right. I am loving Leo season. I have a Leo moon, as I said. And so with this new moon, I'm having my lunar return on this new moon. So we, all planets return to the exact degree that it was in when you were born. So we have a solar return, a lunar return, a Jupiter return, a Saturn return, right? All these returns. And each one brings a little bit something different. But in this case, I'm talking about the new moon, which is a cycle that we get to follow, the lunation cycle. The beautiful phases of the moon and her, waxing and waning and going into, this phase now of the new moon. As I'm recording this, we're moving towards what's called the balsamic moon. It's the dark moon just before the new moon. It's when we're kind of turned within. And then when the new moon presents, it's a time for us to borrow the energy of wherever the new moon is in this case, Leo. A new moon is sun exactly conjunct the moon. Okay, so we're in Leo season, which means the sun is in Leo. The moon will be in Leo at 12 degrees exactly on August 4th. A lot going on that day. So the new moon in the cycle is a new beginning, a fresh slate. In this case, I'll try to speak in Leo terms, and I'll talk a little bit about the Leo qualities and archetype of Leo. And again, if you're a Leo, if I miss something, be sure to let me know what you are so proud about being a Leo. What do you love about being a Leo? But this new moon energy it's a new beginning every new moon. And then 2 weeks later, it's the full moon. So you can set intentions for the new moon, borrowing the energy of Leo. Like, where have you been hiding and where do you need to take the spotlight of your life? Where do you need to reclaim your joy, your boldness, your being the leader or the queen of your life? I'm going to read a little bit of one of my favorite poems. I may read the whole thing because I love it so much in just a moment, because I think it perfectly speaks to this new moon. Okay, so new moon cycles. The other way you can work with the new moon, setting intentions, visioning for what it is you want for the next cycle, is to go work with 6 month increment, which is the new moon now, and then the full moon in 6 months from now. So the new moon in Leo, and when the moon is full in February, and I don't know the exact date, but in February of 2025, that could be the culmination point where you check in with yourself and you say, how am I doing with that intention? What's been growing with that intention, or where am I still blocked, and what do I need to release in order to really achieve what I desire? Okay, so a lot going on, I said, right? So in addition to this new moon, we have Mercury retrograde, and we have Jupiter conjunct Mars sextile this lunation cycle. So that Jupiter and Mars transits, they're getting closer and closer. I think they're going to be exact on August 12th. I didn't double check, but I think that's right. So they're growing close. It's not a close conjunction the day of the new moon, but it's close enough, and it will be aspecting the moon. So then we also have Venus, which has been in Leo, which is, I imagine over the last few weeks or so, you've been feeling more, just more loving, leading with love, following your love, feeling more joyful, feeling more curious about love, and definitely focusing on your self-worth. Like, this is a reclaiming of your, being the queen of your soul, being the king of your castle. And we've been working with this energy already. So I'm going to talk more about Venus going into Virgo later that day on the new moon. Let's see, what else do I have I wanted to touch on? The Mercury retrograde, we've been in what they call the retrograde shadow, it started on, July 16th, and it will go. It ends when the retrograde starts. I'll tell you, it felt very retrograde-y. I think that's a new verb, right? Retrograde-y, for all of us who understand retrograde. So Mercury is the one that we understand more about, the retrograde, because it really does impact us more. It's closer to us. It's, it impacts our information channels and our electronics, communication. And so it gets a bad rap, though, because Mercury retrograde, we're told, like, people get afraid or scared about what it's going to bring. And it's not going to bring anything bad. It brings an opportunity to pause, to reflect, all the RE words. So with this new moon in Leo, I believe we're really reviewing or reclaiming issues regarding self-worth and love and how we value ourselves and where we've been hiding and where we want to take the lead, the spotlight of our own life, to be bold and to reclaim our soul shine, to shine bright, like a diamond. Per Rihanna. So this is the theme, the feeling of this. We also have Chiron in retrograde, went into retrograde on the 26th. And, again, retrogrades aren't a bad thing. It's a reviewing. In terms of Chiron, where we've been wounded and where we want to now emerge with our gifts, which is very much connected to this new moon in Leo. Reclaiming your soul gifts, your mission, your purpose, why you're here and where you're meant to shine, and not hold back to bring your light, because all of our light is needed. All of our gifts are needed, especially during these times, right? So we've got that retrograde happening too. So let me talk about you Leos. I love you Leos. Like I said, my moon's in Leo. So I'm emotionally connected to the energy of Leo. So Leo energy. Leo is, first of all, it's a fire sign. It's a fixed fire. Let me back up a step. Because talking about cycles, it's so cool when you start to really pay attention to the natural cycles. Just like the natural cycles of the seasons. We go from spring, to summer, to fall, to winter. And that's kind of like astrology too. And so we just came out of Cancer season, which was more of a yin. Cancer is yin, more of an inner time of reflection, of nurturing, of slowing down, enjoying our family, enjoying our roots, And now that it's in Leo, it's yang, and it's more like external. What do I want to do? What do I want to contribute? Where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I supposed to be doing it with? That's not what I meant. I know what you're thinking, but that could apply too. Anyway, so Leo is much more gregarious and external and social. So here are some qualities about Leo. Leos are, they're the actors. They're they're really, they are not afraid of the light, the spotlight. They're gregarious. They love love, and they're very loyal when they love, almost to a fault. Any Leos recognize that? Almost to a fault. Leos are joyful. They're the life of the party. They want to bring the joy. And it's like, my moon in Leo, it's very hard for me. Like, say I'm in a circle or at a function, and people are just sitting quietly, and I'm just like, but we're here to celebrate. They're all about celebration. Can we do some celebration? Can we do some honoring? Leos love honoring. They love to be honored. They love to be acknowledged. They love to be seen. And they love to know that their contributions matter, right? And I think I already said they're the natural actors. I wrote some other things. Let me just see. Celebration, joy, bringing the light, and the natural performer. They love life. They love love, and they love life. They can be dramatic, and they have a lot of charisma too. And let's see, what else did I put? Oh, exuberant for sure. For me, I always say I came in with so much joy that no matter how low I go, it's like this ball of light just bounces back up. It's just very resilient Leo energy. And on the shadow side of Leo, we all have a shadow side. It could be, too prideful, really hurt when people aren't acknowledging them, and they can be a little possessive of, like, because they want the spotlight, like, you're kind of in my light, can you move over there? And they don't like that. This is the shadow. Again, what does the shadow mean? Where we're wounded, where we're hiding, where we've denied aspects of us, and it shows up in other ways, in a way that we don't often see or acknowledge. Leos are very creative. Leo is connected to the 5th house in a natal chart. The 5th house is about children and the inner child. So Leo is very much about that beautiful, unique potential and of our inner child and the children that we birth into the world, or whatever we birth into the world. And again, romantic, they are very much very vital. They're ruled by the sun, and the symbol is the lion, okay, or the lioness. So that's a bit about Leo. If I missed anything, my Leo soul friends, please, I'm sure you'll let me know what you love about being a Leo. So this is kind of the feeling and the energy we all get to play with, to set our intentions around. And this is in general, I'm speaking, but again, if you look at what house it's happening in your chart, that is where you have the new potential. Like mine's in the 5th house. I have new potential, a real nudge to, and since we have this retrograde, Mercury retrograde, it may be about reclaiming a project that I put aside, and I know exactly which one that is. But so think about that. Whatever house it's in, all that I just talked about, Leo, it's self-expression, it's the spotlight, it's playing big and bold and reclaiming the spotlight of your life, being the star of your unfolding story. I always quote from The Holiday, the scene with Kate Winslet and, oh gosh, I should know the actor's name, but he plays the elderly neighbor in the movie. And he was a writer back in the day and wrote, knew all the big stars like Cary Grant. And he says something like this to her. She's telling him her story of always picking the wrong guy. And this is a big theme of this new moon in Leo. Stay tuned, my single friends, or those of you in relationships. There's a lot of relationship dynamics with this new moon in play. So she's explaining all this to him, and he says something like, you know what your issue is that you don't realize you're the leading lady. You're playing the small part in your own movie. You're the leading lady. That's the energy of this new moon. You're the star of your own story, of your own movie. But where are you hiding? And why are you hiding? And is it from an old pattern, a wound? You weren't honored as a child, and so you don't know how to honor yourself. You were told you could never do the thing you said you wanted to do, so you stopped trying. This new moon in Leo is saying, come on back. Let's retry. Let's have that next try, that next step. So that's the feeling of it. So let me go back. Okay, I want to read you a little bit of this poem, and then I'm going to talk about the relationship dynamics that are happening. I know I got your attention now because that's the most, that's where most people want to focus. What is happening in my love life? So this is, okay, I noticed this video is going to be a little bit longer. Please stay with me or pace yourself. If you want, just pause and come back. Okay, I promise you there's going to be some more good stuff. Okay, I just had a lot to say today, and I'm going to honor my own heart and my own desires. And if you haven't watched my last video about what are you tired of, go watch that video. I think it will really help you. And I was connecting in the video, when we disconnect from our true soul desire, that's when we feel tired, right? It's because we've just lost connection to who we truly are and why we're here. And this is a big part of this new moon in Leo. So, okay. This is a poem that I found about 20 years ago. I don't remember. I mean, it's been with me forever. I usually read it at women's circles and my workshops. And by the way, if you're interested in working with me, again, visit my website. And since it's a Leo moon, I'm going to be generous here, and I'm going to bring back my free 20-minute consultations to look at your chart. I'm booking out now into August, but I just feel like, yeah, I want to support you on your path of unfolding. So go to my website and request a 20-minute consultation, or be bold and know that you're worth it and sign up for a full session because you're worth it. Okay, so this is called Every Woman is the Queen of Her Own Heart. And it's by Shiloh Sophia McLeod. So I'm going to read a few verses here. Every woman is the queen of her own heart. She must decide how to govern her own domain. She seeks friends and allies that honor who she is now and who she is becoming. Love that. She has the power to create miracles. Her prayers and intentions manifest in right order. She does not know how or when her needs will be met, but she trusts the will of the divine. Being the queen of one's own domain is not about being the ruler over anyone else's life or their ideas. And it isn't even about calling herself a queen, but why not? It is about self-honor. I'm going to say that again because this is the new moon in Leo. It is about self-honor. It's about choice. It's about knowing her limits and setting her boundaries, and also about encouraging others to live their possibilities. It is about learning how to live with what comes her way, with as much grace, majesty, and justice as she can. And I'll read this last part, and I might finish it up at the end, so stay with me. And sometimes, yes, she has to have her own way. She claims her unique destiny and recognizes she has a calling. Yes, you do. And a calling to greatness within her own life and within her own heart. This is new moon in Leo. I could have just read this poem and said, this is it, folks. This is what you're going to be feeling and have the opportunity to engage with. And so where are you not the queen of your own heart or the queen of your soul? Where are you being ruled by somebody else's belief of you or limited because you forgot who you truly are? Now, this new moon, there's another aspect. I don't know if I said it or not, but it is about reclaiming our authentic agency to be who we are, to love how we want to love, and to be loved how we choose to be loved. We have Venus and Uranus in a square, okay? Venus is also our self-worth, our money, what we value, and how we love and want to be loved. Now, square Uranus, I had this thought on my bike ride. Let's see if I can get it. It's either breakthroughs or breakups. Breakthroughs to break free, or breaking up with a pattern, a person, a situation maybe where you work that you're not being honored or valued, or a relationship where you've never been able to fully be yourself and be seen and valued in your authenticity and in the joy of who you are. And I'm going to tell you, this is one of my specialties. I had to reclaim healthy relationship for myself. I didn't have any good role models. I didn't grow up with a dad. I didn't see my mom in a healthy relationship. She picked some real losers. And so I followed on her path. I kind of did what she did. And because I was so neglected as a child, I picked men who would neglect me, who didn't value me, who didn't see me, who abused me, all that. Anybody? And I got to work. I don't just teach these things, I live these principles. So I got to work in reclaiming my divine right to be loved and seen in the essence of who I am. And this is, like I said, my specialty. I love helping people reconnect to get clear on what they're worth, what they desire. We need to redo the relationship file in the subconscious mind. It's all about subconscious mind. And reclaim the potential by finding new references, new role models, new ways of seeing what healthy relationship looks like. Most people know what they don't want. They don't know enough and haven't researched enough of what they do want and what they do deserve. So this new moon in Leo is about that. So reviewing your relationships, your relationship with yourself, relationship with others, relationship with money. Now, I'm going to look at the chart here because we've got all this buoyant Leo energy, exuberant, generous, and with Venus being in Leo, and it's at the last degree of Leo, and it's going to move into Venus. We may have been too extravagant, like overspending, overdoing, and we're now going to be being a little more practical when Venus goes into Virgo. So the good news about Venus being in Leo all this time has been about expanding to what it is we really are worth. And now with Mercury going into retrograde, if you haven't already begun to review what's not working, you're going to see it. And you get to decide and reclaim like, this is what I'm worth. This is what I desire. And again, that Uranus energy is going to break you through to the other side. And sometimes we experience a breakdown before these breakthroughs, right? So again, this is relationships. And again, where this is happening in your chart is most important. So if you get to me soon, I'll try to get you in. I will try to get you in before the new moon, but chances are not that good because it's next week. It's actually this weekend. So, okay, but we'll get you in. All right. At the right divine time, right? Okay. So Venus moving into Virgo, we're going to be a little more practical. We're going to really shift from the extravagance, this is with money right now, to the more practical use of your resources. And also you're going to have much more discernment when it comes to how you spend your money and how you love and who you love. There's going to be more discernment. So then the other thing I wanted to talk about was Mars and Jupiter in conjunction in Gemini, where that is in your chart too. That's happening, I think I said, in my 5th house. This new moon's in my 7th house. I love that. So this is like a triple relationship exploration for me, or expansion, because Jupiter opposite the moon expands whatever we're focused on, expands the potential. And so there's a lot of that's the opportunity here. Where have you been limited? Where have you been playing small? Where have you been hiding? Where are you letting others lead when you need to lead? Take lead for your soul potential. You need to be the leader, the queen of your life. You need to teach people how to be with you in a way that's honoring to you, that values you. And that starts with how you honor and value yourself. And the more you practice and train yourself and reclaim yourself as the queen of your life, of the lead of your life, more people will understand that and meet you there. We do teach people how to treat us. I always say this to my clients. When we first meet people, unless we've done our inner work, and even if we've done our inner work and we still have a lot of unfinished business, and we still have old files in the subconscious mind that are keeping us stuck in that old neighborhood. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my other videos. I talk about it a lot. And prevent us from experience what we desire in the new neighborhood with our new programming, we're going to be stuck in limbo, right? So we've been researching relationships enough. You know what you want. You know what you're worth. And this is a time to set the intention for claiming it, being it first, teaching people. And I teach this tool a lot. I like to offer tools with these lunation cycles. When you set the intention for who and how you want to be with this lunation cycle, invite in a few people and practice with them. Let your best friend know, or your husband or your partner, say, I've been playing small and I really want to lead with my confidence. I want to really lead with being bold and going after the things I want to. So if you hear me doubting myself or holding myself back, I give you permission to call me out on that. And maybe you have a little code word, like shine, and when your friend or your partner says shine to you, they're reminding you that you're kind of dimming your light, and to come back to fullness, to come back. Remember, Leo is ruled by the sun. Like this, you can't hide. I mean, the clouds can hide the sun, but it's always there. And it's always going to rise every single morning and set every single night. That is your potential too. Don't hide it, shine it. Okay. I think that's all I got. And again, the general theme that I've been talking about for a while, because the North Node of Destiny, which is what we're moving towards, has been in Aries, right? It is in Aries, and the South Node is in Libra. So we're moving out of codependent relationships. We're moving out of people pleasing. We're moving out of losing ourselves with others, what they want, what they need, and forgetting who we are. So this North Node in Aries is about reconnecting to your unique path, to taking action, initiating new beginnings every day. That's Aries North Node, towards what you are here to do. What are you here to do? What is your purpose? What's your contribution? I think you know, and it's time to no longer hide it. It's time to shine it, okay? All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to finish this poem since I have a little bit of time and I love it so much. And again, the author is Shiloh Sophia McLeod. So let me conclude with this. And if I haven't said it yet, thank you for being with me. And also subscribe if you haven't. I'm around the corner from 1,000 viewers. I think in the fall, I know in the fall, I'm going to put a little more effort into this channel and keep growing it because I have something to offer that I really want to share and contribute. This is my contribution. Okay. So it continues on where I left off. The queen of her own heart isn't something she does. It is a way that she is. When she is full, bountiful, and living from the overflow, she invites others to join her there. In the middle of her awakened sacred heart, she encourages others to love powerfully and unconditionally, while at the same time practicing discernment and wisdom. Did I tell you this was the perfect poem for this new moon? And I'm so glad I have to tell you, I went through all my files to find it. I was like, I couldn't find it. I didn't save it on my computer, but I remembered that I emailed it to someone, so I found it in my emails. So therefore, I can share it with you today. Yay! Okay, this goes on. She is forgiving, and she believes healing is at hand. She leads her own life as grand experiment in happiness, in creativity, and in abundance. She offers her gifts to others, but not to her own detriment. She rests as she needs to. Ruling one's own life takes energy. She chooses to embody wholeness, her sovereign essence, even when she feels fragmented by all there is to do and be. She holds the prayers of the world within her because she cares what happens with everyone, even though she cannot reach them all. She reaches whom she can. Oh, this makes me want to cry. This feels like this is my soul mission. Thank you, Shiloh. I couldn't have said it any better. Because even though she knows she cannot reach them all, she reaches whom she can. She often feels like she's not pulling it all off, and sometimes she isn't. But she keeps reaching anyway. She keeps opening her heart and being in her own power. She chooses to govern her life in gratitude. So there it is, my friends. Go find this poem, read it to yourself, tease out the parts that are most meaningful to you. Put a line in the comments of what most spoke to you. I'm telling you, this whole poem, this is my mission here. And I often do with this channel think, am I making a difference? Who am I reaching? And I know I can't reach everyone, but I'll reach the people that are meant to be nurtured by what I have to offer. And so I thank you for being one of them. And so I have gratitude for you. So that all of these, here's one thing, go through the poem, find it, search it, and go through the lines that speak to you and weave together an intention for the new moon from this poem. I think that's a good start, or just come up with your own intention. And another good way to do an intention is what's not working and what do you intend instead. You're worth it. Fall in love with your potential, nurture your potential, and step forward and shine, my beautiful soul friends. Thanks so much for being with me. I appreciate you all, and enjoy this new moon. It's a beautiful time. Okay, bye-bye.